What's up, everybody? Hope y'all are having a good day. I'm kind of tired this end of my day, if you can't tell. My eyes are barely open. But, anyways, manifesting for the beginner. And I would consider myself a beginner, and I would also consider myself successful at manifesting. I say that to you with confidence, and I say that because a lot of things have happened that started as a thought and now it is a reality. So let's talk about the thought. First off, you need to come up with a goal. And that was actually very hard for me at first. I don't know if I'm like other people, but I had a hard time just setting one solid goal. It seemed very difficult just to point my finger on one thing and say, that's something I want. Um, so, I'm going to give you an example of something that I've manifested, and it is very simple, and I'm going to lay this out very simply. I started smoking cigarettes at 15 years old, and I told myself, at first I'm smoking, whatever, think it's cool, whatever. 15-year-old thought process. And then as the years go on, it's a necessity. Um, and after it was a necessity, I'd put it in my head that I'm not going to smoke cigarettes forever. I had this timeline in my head that I'm going to quit smoking once I hit 10 years from the date that I smoked my first cigarette to my last cigarette. Now, I got to 9 years of smoking cigarettes and some change, on and off. But for the last 5 of those years, very consistently. Probably around a pack every day or day and a half or two, somewhere in there. Probably 10 to 15 cigarettes daily. Um, I was very addicted. And one day I had ran out of cigarettes. I forgot to buy some. And my buddy at work, he had some cigarettes that I didn't normally smoke. And if you're a cigarette smoker, you know that one cigarette pretty much might not be your cigarette of choice, but you will still take it in that situation, right? So I took one in the morning, I smoked it, and it just didn't taste right, but I still smoked it. I needed a cigarette. And then later that night, I was gonna give him a ride home, and I had one of those cigarettes, and I smoked half of it, and halfway through it, I tossed it out the window and was like, it just tasted bad to me. And I was right before an on-ramp to the highway that passed the gas station where I could buy another pack of cigarettes, which was probably roughly 2 to 3 miles out of my way, or I could just go home. And I did not plan this day. This was a thought in my head, and that was the last cigarette I've smoked. It's probably been well over 2 months that I've quit. Basically, to recap this situation, very simply, if you want something and you want to manifest something, you want your thought to turn into a reality. We all do. It doesn't happen overnight. You have to 100% believe that in my situation for that scenario, I will quit smoking cigarettes before I hit 10 years, and I will quit smoking cigarettes, period. It was always a thought that was in my head, and I entirely believe that to be possible. I didn't overthink it. I didn't wean myself down. I'm not saying that that is an ideal situation, but also to elaborate just a little bit on that specific situation. The mindset that I had was to get negative things out of my life one by one and replace one negative with one positive, so that when I lose something, it's not a loss. I just gain something that is better. In this situation, I lost the cigarette, the smoke, but instead of that, I switched over to tobacco-free nicotine pouches. And some may say, well, you're still on nicotine. Well, what's better for you? Something that I have to go outside and smoke, take time out of my day, or something that I can put on my lip that has no tobacco in it, that has no harsh side effects, that nobody can tell that I'm doing, that I don't specifically need. I can go without. I'm not going to struggle. I don't have, um, you know, crazy fixations for it. I simply took a negative thing and put a positive thing in place. Now, when you come to setting goals, taking those negatives out of your life may seem like an impossible task. And I say that from experience. I never thought that, I could be where I'm at today and be able to do the things that I'm doing today. And I say the word manifest. If I were to break that down to you, I would say manifest, my definition, is a thought to a thing, or a thought to a reality. And at first, when I was manifesting, I think I overthought. And I think a lot of us overthink. And overthinking almost is counterproductive. It's like trying to do something, but instead of seeing it from the correct perspective, you are very close. You are this close, when really you just have to step back and you have to look at it and take a educated guess on your situation, on what is the best goal for me, what do I actually want to accomplish, and to not fixate on it more than you need to. There's a lot of things going on in life, and the number one thing I would say about this: set a goal. Don't give yourself a deadline. 100% believe in your goal. Don't be attached to any outcome, and understand that it will happen within time if you believe in that goal. It's kind of a little bit longer than I wanted to make this video. This is kind of my beginning of manifesting. I've got countless scenarios. Biggest thing I can tell you: set goals. When you attain that goal, set your next goal. Keep this process repeating. Set your goal. 100% believe in your goal. Believe that thought. Refresh that thought on a consistent basis. But don't overthink that thought. Love you guys. Peace.